and again I'll say this thing for the first time, until sometime towards the end of last year, when it was discovered that a lot of money had gone into waste in one office on a vote that should not have been spent in the manner that it was spent. Mm-hmm. And when the president did put a stop to it, then fights began. And I remember the fight then was coached around what would pull the people with them, and we were told it is now time to have the one man, one vote, 1 shilling. That was a gimmick to get the people to your side, look like the champion of the people's interests in terms of 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. And you're not telling them the truth, that you have all the levers of power to implement this. But it's something you want to hoodwink people so that you fight for actually what you are looking for, which are basically resources and unfettered control of resources without any questions, even those that you misappropriate. Remember the cases of Air Force helicopters. And for a moment, when that comes back, you forget about the people issues because you are comfortable. If a bit of resources come your way, you forget the people issues. I mean, if we are speaking about people issues, let us, for heaven's sake, be consistent. Okay. If we spoke about a guaranteed minimum return and actual value for coffee, tea farmers, for heaven's sake, let us actualize it now. Okay. Let's not become the new cartels in town. We have a situation where now we have a deputy president who has never patronized a single national TV station to articulate government policy. He has never been anywhere to defend any government policy, articulate what government was doing, inform Kenyans. The only time my good friend has been on TV or radio is vernacular radio stations and vernacular TV, not articulating what you are doing as government, but whining and crying about this or that. That's personal. And when we realize that as elected leaders, we said, fine, we can choose to take this route. Then we end up doing what you're saying. We end up consuming a lot of our time on political issues, on whining of an individual, on my dissatisfaction with this or that. But what about the dissatisfaction of Kenyans, of the people who elected us? And that's why we say, let us focus on the disaffection of Kenyans, focus on those issues, and find alternative ways and means of resolving those issues. And for instance, that's what we did last week when we asked the cabinet secretary in charge of national coordination in the national government to help us in the coordination of our projects in our region, even as he does his work in coordinating national government projects across the nation, so that we have a focal point and a link between us and the executive to actualize the promises and the pledges we made to the Kenyan people. It is not a fact that we can run away from, that there are many stalled projects across the country, some that stalled way back as 2016, 2017. If we had that focal point, for instance, I would have expected that the deputy president being able to chair the cabinet subcommittee would be at the forefront of ensuring that all these stalled projects are actually, you're able to even pool resources to get them moving. And that has not happened. I would have wished that that would have been our focal point of rolling out development projects. We are focused on the job. I'll tell you, for instance,
so making
when the
Professor Kithure Kindiki your coordinator is not political original.
If you listened or if you read our statement, we said we want him to be the focal point and link between us and the executive on the coordination of projects, development issues, not for political work. If we are able to focus on the job that way, then we will deliver to our people.
Okay.
And once you deliver, then the issues of 2027 will be sorted based on the work that you do, not based on whether you are kneeling before a man or you are following a man, but on the basis of whether, as a member of parliament, you have been able to articulate the issues of your people, taken them to the executive implemented projects that change the lives of the people. That office should be the focal point, as we saw in the past.
Okay.
Be there, articulate what is it that government is doing. I hardly ever hear my good friend ever speak anything to do with the development of the people. And I stand vindicated a lot if you would play for me one clip where my good friend, the deputy president, is articulating government policy anywhere. Get me a clip where he's speaking to the stalled projects anywhere in the country, or explaining what the new higher education funding model or the social health insurance fund is about, articulating issues to do with the growth of enterprise. And for instance, when I came here last time, and I think I was on KTN, and I tried in a way to explain to Kenyans some of the issues that are being raised in the finance bill, especially around the manufacturing sector. I mean, in this regime, unless the president is speaking, nobody else speaks.